In the trekking world, there are a number of training myths that just do not seem to go away. And you see them parroted over the internet by these so-called experts time and time again. And it just really grinds me up. So today, we're going to be breaking down these training myths, and I'm going to be telling you exactly what you need to be doing instead. So myth number one is all you need to do is hike. And some people defend this statement until their dying breath. But I'll tell you right now, it is wrong. Sure, hiking is a very important part of any type of preparation program, but there are a number of reasons why just simply hiking isn't enough. For example, if you're always puffed when you're going up hills, hiking isn't going to change that. Or if you have reoccurring aches, pains, or injuries, hiking isn't going to fix that. Or if you're overweight, it's probably not a good idea to be doing all your training while you're on the trail. And while it doesn't have to be complicated, training for a trek needs a lot more thought than just simply go out and hike. So myth number two is that strength training will weigh me down. Now, strength training is incredibly beneficial for any trekker's preparation, but the myth that just never seems to go away is that if you start lifting weights, you'll all of a sudden put on all these extra kilos in muscle mass and have to drag that along with you on the trail. But I'll tell you, it is incredibly difficult to put on muscle mass. And if you start lifting weights, you're not going to be magically putting on all this extra weight. And in fact, when you're training for strength as a trekker, you're not really training for extra muscles, but instead you're trying to develop something that's called neuromuscular coordination, which is basically the connection between your brains and your muscles. And this can have incredible carryover to your success on the trail. So myth number three is you have to run. Now, I've seen plenty of so-called experts telling people that they need to run as part of their trekking preparation. And if you're already a runner, sure, running can be a great way of developing your trekking fitness, but it definitely isn't essential. And for the most of us, actually including running is probably going to be doing you more harm than good, purely for the fact that it does put a lot of pressure on the joints. And if you haven't done it for quite a while, more than likely you're going to be pulling up with aches, pains, and potential injuries. And there are plenty of other options which can help you develop your aerobic fitness and your trekking fitness, such as hiking, walking, cycling, even swimming, which will not grind you down. And myth number four is that high repetition strength training is the best way for trekkers to train in the gym. Now, when trekkers do include strength training in their preparation, more often than not, it's in the form of this high repetition, low weight strength training. So things like circuits, doing 1,000 sit-ups, lots of lunges, lots of squats. And the idea behind that is that it simulates that burn you get when you're going up a hill for minutes on end. And they think that has the best crossover onto the trail. And while this stuff is important to include in your later stages of the preparation, just as much attention should be paid to higher weight, lower repetition strength training, because this is where you're going to get the best benefits out of injury prevention and also improved movement economy. So it really should be focused on in the gym for any type of trekker. And myth number five is that HIIT is a great way to train for a trek. Now, HIIT, or high intensity interval training, is all the rage at the moment. And while it might be great for general fitness and weight loss, it isn't great for trekking. This is for the simple facts that most generic HIIT programs have a much higher risk of injury than is necessary. And also, it's training the completely wrong energy systems than what you need when you're trekking. And if you think that spending 30 minutes a few times a week sweating your ass off is going to get yourself ready for a trek, you're going to be in for a rude surprise. So there you go. Now you know the 5 most common training myths when it comes to training for a trek. So if you ever see these come up, don't be fooled. And if you enjoyed that video and you want regular tips, tricks, and strategies on how to train for a trek, please subscribe to my video where I'll be releasing new videos every week on all things training for trekking.